Hi everyone, and welcome to I guess, this week's Sing for Alexis Saturday. It's so amazing to see all of your beautiful faces. I'm so happy that we're able to keep this going. So today we are so incredibly lucky because we have Joey Contreras as our Broadway guest. There's Joey. So if we can all do like silent claps. Everyone will be muted, so we're going to be doing a lot of silent claps to kind of show everyone our appreciation. But we have our three singers all lined up, two people with some Broadway songs, and then we even have an original song that we'll be giving some feedback on, which is really exciting. So if you don't already know a little bit about me, my name is Alexa Chalnick. I'm a musical theater TikToker, and I have been studying music and theater for a very long time. I come from a long line of musicians, so I was pretty much brought up on the bandstand singing and performing, and my family primarily had this little family band that we'd go around to assisted living facilities performing for, and it was really fun. And then for high school is really the first time I got accepted to a high school of the performing arts where I got to major in acting, minor in dance and voice, and take stage combat and all that really fun stuff. And in doing that, I started official voice lessons where I was trained classically and then was able to attend programs like Westminster Choir College's Summer Intensive, and then Paper Mill Playhouse's Conservatory, and Rutgers Mason Gross Musical Theater, and even Juilliard for classical singing, where I got to go into the city every Saturday and study with some of their top professors, which is really amazing. But then since I almost felt like I was in a very conservatory styled environment throughout high school, for college I really wanted to focus more on music and everything that goes into, writing your own material and just all the theory behind it that I didn't totally know. So that's what I'm doing right now, and then it led me to TikTok and now this. So that's kind of like a little summary about me. So now I'm going to hand it over to Joey to tell you some more about himself.
Alexa, that was so good. That was like really just efficiently told.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joey Contreras. I am currently in New York City, quarantining like many of you guys are. I am a songwriter, a singer, a performer. I'm originally from California and was raised in musical theater. Started tap dancing when I was 4 years old. And did a lot of theater growing up. I went to college for musical theater and was going to go to Berklee School of Music for vocal performance and songwriting, but then I decided to go to University of the Arts in Philly for a BFA in musical theater to get, just a more well-rounded education that I felt was suitable for me at the time. I wanted to be a pop star when I was younger, so I wrote a lot of pop music growing up. I come from a musical family, so I had a studio at home and would just literally write pop music all throughout high school. And when I got into college, like I said, I was studying musical theater, but then I started continuing songwriting. And when I graduated college, I moved to New York. I started putting my music online. It started taking off. And then from there, I started recording albums and working with a lot of Broadway talent, and went to NYU for grad school for musical theater writing, and released more albums, worked with more people, working on shows, wrote for Disney. So yeah, it's essentially what's up right now. I've released a couple of albums, and lately I've been working on some new shows and doing a lot of teaching and songwriting master classes, and that leads me and dabbling in TikTok, trying to
Yes.
figure out my place there. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. So as I guess sort of like a generic question, as someone who loves writing their own material, what for you, because I know this varies, do you start with the music or the lyrics? I guess just like a very simple question. What do you sometimes find inspiration from?
Sure. I am a very singer-songwriter writer. Even when it comes to theater writing, I still have to find ways to write from my own truth. So if I'm writing, a standalone song or a pop song or something like that, I will always typically write from my life. But if I'm writing for a character in a show, I will need to put myself into the skin of that character and really try to find the POV of how I want to walk through that character. So there's that. And then when it comes to like music and lyrics first, I mean, it really does change. Sometimes you just like lock onto a title or a word that you're like, wow, I think I really want to write a song about this. Or you're having a conversation and you just start writing stream of consciousness or lyrics, fragments of stuff in your phone, and start kind of writing away from an instrument. Or there are times where you are, sitting by an instrument and you're just kind of playing around and humming, and melodies come out, and then, you know, words start shaping in the gibberish that you're writing. But I always say that I like to half bake both things and then bake the rest of it together.
Hmm. Awesome. Amazing. Alrighty. So we have like 1 minute until our first singer is going to sing. So if you would like to ask Joey a question, just give us a little wave and we'll temporarily unmute you for a quick question if anyone has. Alrighty. Let's do Michaela. Alrighty. Unmuting. Hi.
What inspired you to like start songwriting, like get into it?
Good question. Can y'all hear me? I guess, yeah, my mic's on. Life, love. That's basically what inspired me. I don't journal, I don't diary, but I write my life out in song lyrics. So that's really honestly where I started. And then, like I said, even if I'm writing for something that's outside of me for a character, I have to find my my own self inside that character somehow to feel good about what I'm writing authentically.
Love that. Awesome. Alrighty. So I think that we're going to get started with our first singer, which I believe is Shane. So if Shane can give me a little wave. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. Hi, Shane.
Hi.
So if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, and then whenever you feel ready, you can give us a slate and then begin.
Okay. So I'm Shane Roach. I'm 13 years old, and I first started to get into theater when I was like 5 years old, when I started taking hip hop, and then I took tap for the last 3 years, and then now ballet, and I started voice lessons a little bit ago, and that's my pretty much extent of musical theater.
Nice. What are you going to be singing?
I'm going to be singing Something's Coming from West Side Story.
Cool. And what made you want to sing that?
I just really like not just the tempo in the like 3/4, but also I just think the lyrics and the music are both so like unique, like they haven't been done ever before West Side Story had come out.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. We'll take a deep breath, and then I'm excited to hear you.
Uh,
Yay! Awesome.
Oh my gosh. Oh, great job, Shane. Really, really great. Alrighty, so I'm gonna start off with saying a couple things and then I'll hand it over to Joey. Shane, I love how healthy your voice sounds. It just sounds really, really good. I think that as you grow, it'll continue to drop, but I really encourage you to keep exercising all like those higher register notes because you definitely don't want to lose them. They're so, so beautiful and so nice and resonant. One thing that I noticed a bit while you were performing is you're very, very expressive, but I think through that you channel some of that energy into your left hand sometimes, and you also do that almost to kind of self-conduct yourself sometimes. I would recommend maybe even singing it in front of a mirror and watching yourself perform because on some of those notes, and we all kind of have a tendency to do this because either, when we're practicing this, or even just sometimes in our vocal lessons, our teachers will give us something physical to do with our bodies to help us create a certain result. And I think that, even I as a performer, sometimes it's hard to practice with that and then not do it for a performance. But I think that in whatever you're doing to help deliver the line of tone, it's beautiful, it's great. I would work on maintaining that by just thinking the motion and not necessarily always doing it. And then another thing I had to say was this song has very, scattered energy, and we can hear that in, all the accompaniment, and even just in the words. It's very dun 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 dun, short little snippets almost of sentences being cut up. It's very scattered energy. And I liked how you were portraying that in your body by, finding places to kind of move and adjust your gaze. I would think about places to have that stagnant energy, but also places to really ground yourself and focus in on what you're saying to kind of help contradict and contrast the kind of stagnant energy that's throughout it sometimes. And I think that, especially when it starts to get a little bit more lyrical, da 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 da, you sustain these notes, that those can be points of, more focus, stillness, almost like in the crazy energy. But really, I loved your voice. I thought the delivery was really nice. Yeah. Also, if you are sending in recordings of yourself singing these things, maybe just try to find a place in your house where you're not exactly backlit, because since the window light's coming to you from behind, it kind of casts a little bit of a shadow over your face. So that would just be another thing that I would caution you to be a little careful of. But really great job.
Thank you.
Hey, Shane.
Hi.
Really, Alexa said a lot of great stuff there. It's clear that you have a really, really nice voice. Like, I first want to say, like, your voice is super good, super in the pocket. The tone is really nice, and we'll see how, when you get a little bit older, like what happens. But I don't think you're going to lose your tone. So that is something that is great to be on your side. I love this song. I love that you love it. I think something that Alexa was getting at was a little bit of a lack of focus in the body, in your both in your body and also in your eyesight. And I think that when that happens, and if you feel a little bit lacking in specificity of what you're seeing, what you're feeling, what you're doing, you should always think, okay, what is a tool that I can do to phrase my performance a little better, to structure my performance a little better, to be more active, and then also be more interesting to watch. And that is going back to the text, looking at those lyrics and reading those lyrics and saying, okay, what am I actually saying? What am I actually doing? What is actually happening in this moment? And you can take it either, whatever you mostly connect to. It doesn't have to necessarily be the story of West Side Story. You can find something else to connect to, but ultimately, whatever that is, you need to know it. Because if you know it, then we will see that you really know something is coming, and all that comes with that. The good, the fear, the excitement, it's tantalizing, and you can see it in the eyes when we know that you know it, So essentially, that's the fun part, is looking at that text and like, could be, who knows? There's something due any day, I will know right away. As soon as it shows, it may come cannonballing through the sky. Like, like those are such beautiful lyrics and beautiful text to help serve you to find specificity. And then you won't necessarily be kind of like walking around, kind of giving the illusion of something is coming. You will actually see that something is coming, So I think once you do a little bit of that work, and just it will really improve your performance, because you have a great voice already. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, I feel a little bad. So the clock in my room is actually a little bit behind, so I think I kind of rushed the question, so we even started this a bit early. But we have tons of time, so I am going to say, I wonder if there's a certain section of the song that we could ask Shane to like look at and even just redo on here, thinking about maybe like what you were saying, having that focus or having something specific in mind.
Sure. Well, Shane, for something like this, is there anything that you can think of real quickly that you think you could connect to, as far as like what you think that thing is for yourself personally?
For the something that's coming?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I want you to kind of close your eyes for 5 seconds, really picture it. Okay, great. And then we're gonna start the song over, and you're just gonna not move anywhere, just look in one place the entire time and really just see it.
Okay.
And I want to add that I felt like you looked a bit almost kind of like nervous the entire time, but in certain places you say, and it's going to be great. So I think play around, something's coming. You can't exactly tell, is it good, is it bad? But you can find places to be excited and then nervous or then anxious, or, you know, in that, see what you can find in just that focusing on something's coming and not knowing what it is. And I think through those lyrics, you'll really be able to find that journey as well.
Great. So, great job. Down the block, on a beach, under a tree. Those are three separate things. Down a block, on a beach, under a tree. Just remember that those are three separate things. So that means they stir up something new each time you, with each one of those descriptors, it can be there. And that doesn't mean you have to be like, ba, la, la, you know, it can be very still contained, but it's all in the back of your eyes, knowing that you see it. I think also, you know, it's in these kind of settings, it's a little weird because you're like, do I sing to the camera or do I sing out like that? I think in a song like this, you know, you wouldn't be staring at us in our face or in the camera. So it's a little harder to do this exercise like this. But yeah, you can practice not looking at yourself, just really looking out and seeing that thing is coming. And I don't know what it is. It could be somewhere, it could be in the sky, it could be under a tree, but that's coming and I cannot wait. And I'm afraid if I don't get it, I might be really sad, but I think it's still gonna come. You know, it's that kind of vibe. Mm-hmm. I think you're doing a really great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Really, really great job. I thought it was, yeah, I agree with everything that Joey was saying. Do you have any questions about anything that either of us have said?
I don't think so.
Okay. Alrighty. So, yeah, well, Shane, do you want to let us know where we can hear your beautiful voice again? If there are any accounts you want to shout out or anything?
It's just on TikTok. It's Coolest Boy 365.
Coolest boy. We love it. We love it. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing your beautiful voice with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shane.
Yeah. Alrighty. Awesome. So our next singer is Jessica Bustillos. So, okay, there we go. Hi. Oh yeah, just
Hello.
hello.
Hi.
So yeah, feel free to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then whenever you feel ready, give us a slate and you can begin.
Okay. Well, I'm Jessica. I am 22 years old. I just graduated from Cal State Fullerton. So I'm just out here being an auditioner full time now. I started musical theater around like 10th grade was when I was actually introduced to my first musical, but I've been singing like since before that. And I'm going to be singing Breathe from In the Heights.
Nice.
Amazing. Perfect. Whenever you're ready. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, a ton of nice silent claps. Or I mean, she knows I was clapping too. Oh, Jess, that was so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I can really tell that you understand what the song is about, and it sounds really nice. It's really great delivery and performance. So one thing that I just want to point out, so you are a very natural storyteller, and it's really great. And I tend to be like that too, especially it's so easy when you have songs like this that are very almost like talkative. It's very you know, it's not always one lyrical line, smile for the neighbors, everything's fine, everything's cool. It's very, you know, almost like you're almost like speaking the line as you're singing it. I would love for you to be able to find certain places, and obviously, you know, this comes more towards the end when there's big build up, and obviously you're sustaining words on notes for much longer. But I would love to see you know, in such a talkative type of song, even in the beginning, just finding places to kind of connect the thought a bit more. So even like I wrote down, so how, the line is, so how can I say that while I was away, I have so much to hide? So that's all one line. But in the way that it's written too, it can sometimes come across like a little choppy. So how can I say that while I was away, I had so much to hide? And it's fine to sing it that way, but we need to make sure that we see your intention follow through all the way to the end of the line. So we're seeing Nina's complete thought from the beginning of that sentence all the way to the end, because she has a lot of those kind of sentences where, yes, while it's choppy, or choppy is not the best word, but it's very, very talkative and can almost be in chunks of the what's actually being said. So I think that to help you with the storytelling, it would actually help a little bit more to think about more of where she's going with the sentence, because then you could still maintain the, because part of it is just she almost doesn't even know what she's going to say next because her brain is so completely scattered, but still just making sure that the intent is staying throughout that entire line that you're saying. And then I would also say that you, Jess, I mean, from like the little that I from you talking and everything, you are like a very nice put together person, and this character in the song right now, isn't in real life, yes, I mean, like she says, she was always the most put together, but this is her, the breakdown of her saying, I was always put together and now I'm completely broken apart. So I would love to see you kind of play that, not confident, just like we know that you are, but really think about what was a time in your life when you almost couldn't even believe that you were in your body, that like nothing around you almost felt real, like you were really scared of people being disappointed in you. Like, have you ever had a time like that where there was a lot being expected of you and you just felt like you were, or even just anything like that that you can relate to? I think that that could really help in the delivery, because I think it'll also help it grow. In the beginning, it was very I felt like you were very comfortable, which is great. I mean, people spend years trying to get comfortable performing, so you got that check mark down. I think that it would, especially for this song, be I think it would really help the build and the growth of the song to see you at the beginning start from a more somber, almost still sort of place, so then it can grow into the when I was a child, when you sing all that, when it completely, because that was so great, and I felt like it would have been even more chilling if you started at lower. See, I never want to say lower energy because there should be a lot of energy throughout the whole thing, but just starting at less of a intense place. Yes, exactly. But overall, I think it was really, really great, and I wish you the best of luck on all your future audition endeavors. I'm sorry that this whole quarantine's kind of messing with that a little bit, but I appreciate you being here. I'll pass it along to Joey.
Hey, Jess.
Hi.
Great job. Great voice.
Thank you.
What is your favorite part of this song?
My favorite part of this song um, is actually the second verse. When she talks about listening to like the old like boleros and the songs on the radio. Because like the reason I chose this song in the first place is because I am a first gen graduate from my family, and I literally lived her life. Like I was just like I was so scared that I was gonna disappoint my family, especially because like they're not performers and I chose this like life that to them doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So
Also,
it just reminds me of my childhood, really.
I think that is so powerful, and I think that's so special, and congratulations. So just because we don't have too much time, some quick thoughts. I think that there is power in stillness, and you were a little fidgety, a little sway-y, that I think is sort of contributing to maybe nerves, but also a little bit of the music. And I think sometimes we let you want to use both. You want to use the music to serve you, but you don't want to use the music to guide you in like an unspecific place, to where you start to appear wishy-washy. So that is something that this is another tool for you to use in investigating your own work. is knowing and being able to consciously make the decision, when am I going to let the music carry me, and when am I going to work against the music because it's stronger for my subtext and my emotional life that's not being carried along with this like nice musical kind of vibe, you know? I think that this character is battling both, is battling the version of her that people know, and also the secret that, and the vulnerability and the disappointment that she's feeling right now. And they are both at odds with each other. And so another thing to remember is, when do you want to surrender to the version of you that makes people happy and they think they know? And when do we see that this facade is crumbling, you know? And I don't know if she is, I think the closest she gets to like completely breaking down to a very physical place, to where we actually, like, where someone might stop you in the street and say, "Oh, are you okay? What's wrong?" You know, is, you know, that part when she's when she's belting and all that stuff. When I was a child, I stayed wide awake, asking Jeannie, "And what'll you be?" That's what to me is sort of like the breakdown moment. But then it's like, I need to go back to the facade. I need to go back to that stillness. I need to go back to that perfect girl. I need to go back and reel it in. So seeing that, and I don't mean in like a crazy way, but I think sometimes you have to explore the extremes of it to then figure out how to whittle it down to a successful piece, you know? I think exploring those sides will help craft it to an even more specific and effective performance, because you have, once again, you have the voice to back it up. Now I want to be able to see the specificity behind the acting and the confidence and the knowledge of having more command over your abilities as an actress, you know?
Yeah.
So those are some thoughts that I had. Yeah, I think what Alexa was getting at too is that it is, you know, times very much more conversational. So finding, you know, it didn't seem out of place for me, but just remembering too that, you know, I don't recall seeing you get too much into like singer face or singer mind, but, you know, always remembering, like, always coming from a conversational place first, and then it'll be sung on pitch, and then we can go from there, etc. But and then also one more thing that I thought randomly is, there are very small but little tiny musical interludes where there's like a little like 2 or 4 bar instrumental break or whatever. Again, those aren't moments to turn off. Use them, see the things that you're seeing, replay whatever you need to replay in your head that's going through her mind, whether it's the getting an F on a paper or whatever, you know, the things that are going to feed you into singing the next verse or the next section of the song.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree completely everything that Joey said. Awesome. I would love to hear a little bit of it again, keeping all of that in mind. And actually, as Joey was talking, and I was looking back at some of the other notes that I wrote down. So obviously, when it starts to get into those you know, higher notes, they're very, very demanding. So we obviously need a lot more air in order to, you know, be able to help and sustain them. But one thing that I find really helpful that I suggest for a lot of people is to breathe into whatever the highest note is that you have to sing in that line. So one thing that I remember, when you're all the way up there, when I was a child, I say wide awake, climb to the highest place on every fire escape. You sing that. So I would, and this will take some practice, but go back and really drill that breath that you take before that line, and don't breathe for the lower notes of the line. Breathe into the space that you would sing fire escape. So when I was a child, I was wide awake. Yeah, so before you sing climb to the highest place, when in breathing that in, breathe and create that space in which you would place fire escape, so that you already have it there, so that it's not climb to the, so that it's not reaching, or that you don't feel like you're straining to get it, but instead it's already there and created. Climb to the highest place on every fire escape. You already have it. I mean, obviously I'm not going to do it right now, but that can really help some of those. Whenever you have some sort of big jump in the middle of the line, something that's really helped me is people saying, really prepare that breath and think about breathing into instead of the bottom notes, because whatever that breath is, it's preparing the line that you're about to sing. Obviously, that breath that you take in should already be there, so there's no movement in your mouth between when you go to sing and the breath that you just took. It's one seamlessly into the other. So sometimes if you prepare your kind of the shaping in the, you know, your soft vowel and everything, all that stuff, for some of the lower notes, if you prepare it for the higher, then that'll help with that. Okay. Yeah, so just a little thing. I would love to hear this. Um, oh gosh, maybe from the and see, do you think maybe from like the very end, and I hate to make you do that like whole thing because I know it's kind of a difficult place to start in, but even if we could just see a little bit of what Joey was talking about with the facade starting to crumble, so then when it goes, no, I'm letting you down, just breathe, such like a, do you think that's a good place to start from Joey? I don't know, I'm trying to think of like something we can.
I think that I'm looking at the lyrics right now.
Yeah.
Fine.
Or even Jess, if you have some sort of idea.
Well, I know that there's even like some interludes like what Joey was talking about with like straight in the spine, smiles.
Oh yeah.
Where I think, I mean, I would personally like to hear it from when I was a child to the end.
Okay, yeah.
So
Perfect.
feel okay vocally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm feeling okay.
Yeah. And
I
try, remember,
just need to find the right.
Oh, good.
yes, that is definitely like the right idea to just kind of start exploring what it feels like to get to those extreme areas, and then you'll want to eventually sort of be like, okay, now I went a little bit too far in this percentage of this emotion, or I went a little bit too much in this percentage of this emotion. And you know, these are things that you're going to find, but you can start to just walking through those will help you see what feels right, what feels good, what feels organic, what feels authentic to the moment. But yeah, I mean, I think that these are all things that you're going to be able to just continue to use when you're working on these. And I think one of the moments that I liked a lot was right before. God, I don't want there and say Nina. I go on there and say, I know I'm letting you down. That part, I felt like you were starting to really get to that place of, I guess, I mean, of truth, you know? So, yeah, this is the hard, fun part of it all.
Oh, yeah, but really, really great job, Jess. Do you have any questions about anything Joey or I have said? Or any questions?
Um, well, any questions that doesn't have to do with the singing portion,
If it's
or
really, really quick.
well, I guess it's just like, do you have any advice for someone who just like started like full-time auditioning? That's it.
Oh, that'd be a question for Joey.
Yeah, that'd be a question for later. But I don't have any questions for anything like that. I really appreciate like all the feedback.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, of course, of course.
I mean, do you want me to answer that now, Alexa, or do you?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, right now things are crazy, so I have no idea what the future of auditioning looks like, to be honest. I think what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find songs that you feel confident in telling a story that don't say, let me full on blast my highest notes in your face. Those are not the songs to sing. You want to choose something that can show that you have good tone, good range, but also good storytelling that feel effective. And then also songs that can be adaptable depending on the show that you're doing or that you're auditioning for. So you don't need to learn 19 different songs that are in your book. Find maybe 6 or 7 songs that you feel really good about that aren't growing stale and that can be usable for a variety of different shows that call for more pop or more folk or more rock. There are ways to kind of just choose cuts that will be workable for a variety of things. You know what I mean? And then another thing is I think self-tapes are going to become more and more common. So learn how to record a self-tape. Light yourself well, horizontal, good sound. Those are important things to think about.
Yeah, awesome. So Jess, do you want to let us know where we can hear your beautiful voice again? Any accounts you want to shout out?
My TikTok is Jessica Bustillos, and I'm going to be getting back on YouTube soon. So that's just JB01.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for just letting us hear your voice and working with us.
Thank you.
Of course, already fine. So our last singer is Mark. So if Mark can give me a little wave, I can try to find him. Oh my gosh, we have 3 whole pages of people. Oh, okay, here he is. Ask to unmute. Alrighty, you should be able to unmute yourself now.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi. Yep.
Okay. Hi, I'm Mark. It's wonderful to be here. It's great to see all the talent and just get awesome feedback from all of everything else. Do you want me to tell just a bit about me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I live in Michigan. I just moved back. I lived in Kentucky for a year after high school. It's a fun story. But I am pursuing musical theater primarily because I want to teach musical theater and I don't want to be a high school choir director. But my expertise of wanting to teach is I want to know the craft very well so I can teach it in the best way I can. So that's where I'm at. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm an actor. I write all different kinds of things, chorally, or pop, or musical theater and stuff. So.
What do you listen to on the regular, or what do you right now? What's the thing you're listening to?
So I also lead worship at my church. I lead worship actually at 2 churches. So that realm of music alongside just contemporary stuff that you hear on the radio or classical stuff. I also sing classically at different venues. It's a wide range of stuff that I do.
Yeah.
So.
That you listen to just
Oh yeah, I think that you need to really. I in high school I was under a classical rock, and then my friend, who's my best friend from Kentucky, her name's Evelyn, she literally hit me in the head with listen to this. And so it opened my eyes to really help me write better because I learned from all different genres.
Yeah, cool, awesome. And are you doing an original song?
Yeah. I'm me and my brother are working on a song cycle right now. We're hoping towards a musical, but this one is just a short little one that I wrote.
Cool. And what's it called?
Truth.
Truth?
Yeah, Truth.
Cool.
Amazing. Oh, great. Oh my gosh. Really, wow. So at least for me, it wasn't cutting in and out, but the volume was sometimes going a little in and out. Before we proceed and do anything else, can you speak it almost like a poem? It doesn't have to be acted or anything. Can you just speak out the lyrics?
Yeah. So okay. That's gonna go away from me. So it's I'm so excited for this time in my life, to be free and fully me, to be tied to a ring. It's where I'm supposed to be. And then the next is I've waited for this moment all my life. The pressures of having a wife. I've lost my mind, stood in some line. It feels sublime. Ruth, I found Ruth. What is it? Ruth, I choose Ruth. Truth, I choose Ruth. I choose Ruth and the world melts away. Truth, I found truth. It's in her and her name means the same. I love Ruth. And then don't lose your cool. You'll get it soon if you can wait. And then there's a break. In this song cycle, he goes and proposes and finds out she's cheating on him and it's an awful situation. So then the next part is Ruth, I knew Ruth. You're not her. It's not you. You're not her. I loved you. And then I'm fine, it's a lie. I want to lie with Ruth, but what's truth? Not Ruth. And then it goes back to the beginning. I'm so excited for this time of my life, to be free and fully me, no longer tied to a ring. Is this where I'm supposed to be?
Ooh, chilling. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. So I am kind of like a beginner songwriter. So I'm almost thinking for you, I think I'm just gonna really hand it over to Joey. I was a little, because I saw your audition video, I knew you explaining this is the part when he proposes and then figures out like no. So I can understand if there was any confusion in there. Just in performing it as like a solo song, how like there's that crazy switch. It's like, did I miss something?
I know.
So yeah, so maybe in like that, I guess would be my only thing for anyone who doesn't know that beforehand, or like if you didn't have someone else there standing there as Ruth to kind of reject the ring, then it could be maybe a little confusing as a solo song. But I really like the story, and I would maybe be even like interested to see what Joey would say about trying to like maybe like connect that. But yeah, oh my gosh, I applaud your creativity. I love the rhymes throughout. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, okay. I'm glad that we had you say the lyrics because I was having an issue hearing them. What is the what? Where did? How long have you? How long has this song been in your mind? And how old is the song? How new is the song?
It's very new. Actually, I went through a breakup and then found out, and it was really bad, like almost a year ago. And like it was like a whole thing of, well, maybe it'll happen one day, and that was how it left. And it was actually a lie because I found out recently that he was cheating on me.
Okay.
So I wrote it. I wrote it on the phone with my friend, and I was like, I'm just gonna write it out, and that's how I write. Is I just write, at least my musical theater stuff. I just write it all out.
Okay. So was this a sort of a lyric first kind of song?
No, it happened at the same time.
Lyric at the same time.
Mhm.
Okay. And is this and so taking your story and putting it into this story, this is a story about a. Tell me what the story is about. A man who.
So this story. His name is Tristan, and he's stuck in between two worlds because he identifies as a bisexual man, and so he's stuck in between. His friends are saying, "Hey, you like it's fine. You're gonna pick one day," and it's like that's not what he's at. And he's trying to explore himself, and he falls in love with this woman, and it's going great. He goes and proposes to her, and she says no because she's been hiding something, and so he's devastated, and it's just he doesn't want to find love again, and he's really frustrated.
Okay. So by the end of the song, what has he learned?
I don't think he's learned as much yet, because he's still in shock.
Okay. So what is what journey at the start of the song? How has he changed? And it can be in the most subtle way.
Yeah. So he's super excited throughout the whole. Like he's nervous, he's excited. There's all that feels of going and proposing to somebody, and then after there's a lot of confusion after after he get rejected. He's so confused and he doesn't know what to do. And so by the end of it, he's still so much in shock that he doesn't get to process anything until like later.
Later in the show.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Which he reprises it and he sings it to somebody else, but instead of the name, it's you. And so he learns that love is about, later he learns about how love is an organic thing that is not just between like someone who you love like intimately. It's someone that you can love intimately as a friendship, as like a closeness and that kind of thing.
And does he explore relationships with men and women throughout this show?
Yeah.
Right. This is him in a relationship with a woman, a girl.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Well, I think it's a fascinating topic, and I think the song has, like, I can definitely hear how the song can be super effective, especially with, like, orchestrations and stuff, like very lush and everything. I think that, I think that it doesn't. It's gonna be a song that I'm not gonna say like, oh, you should place some kind of bridge or some kind of um, lyrical content in the middle to reach to the second end of the song, because that would be prescriptive, and also maybe this is not necessarily fully meant to be taken out and sung like in a cabaret space. Maybe it
Yeah.
doesn't work in that kind of a way, and that's totally fine. But those are the things that also that like you just have to be aware of as you're writing them, and knowing like, okay, I don't think this is necessarily going to be the song that's going to be done out of context, but
Yeah.
um, are there any parts of the song that you are feeling uncomfortable with, or you feel like, I don't know if that was the right choice, or had any questions about certain moments?
I don't think so. I think that it's just after I wrote it, I polished it a little bit. Like most of it is the same, but there were some like stylistic choices, especially when I hit the seventh, the "Don't lose your cool, you'll get it soon if you can wait." That was like a stylistic choice that I put in the middle because there wasn't a mix between, I don't know, there wasn't a mix between literally A and B section. I literally had A and B.
Yeah, I think that definitely this to me feels less of a song that's like leading with a hook.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that for my ear, I didn't necessarily latch on to sections of it. I think the truth part was a little bit of from hearing it once, I could
Yeah.
sort of know that it was there. And that is totally fine. I think that, especially once you look at how it lives in the whole score, and you said right now it's a song cycle, but it might be a musical. Are you playing with motifs throughout? You said there's a reprise of this. Are there musical motifs kind of embedded within the score as a whole?
So it's super weird because of like my brother's schedule and then my schedule, and so I'm doing a lot of like music writing, and we're both working on like story and context and all this stuff. So we have like a general idea, and then all these motifs. I have like different things in my head, but like Alexa, like I'm really trying to find out my theory because I have so much in my head and I can play it out, but by the time I go to like notate it, that's where I'm like, oh wait, where did I learn this? So that's where I'm at.
Kidding sucks. I mean, unless you love me, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that you definitely have some strong ideas and some choices. I think now, like as you continue to investigate and work on your own stuff, you ask yourself the tough questions, like, do I think, without debilitating yourself, because I think also you don't want to be writing with a critic in the back of your mind. But I do think that you might want to be able to wrap up in a very easy, like efficient way to say, where is he at the start of the song and where is he at the end of the song? It's just like being an actor. What do you want? What's standing in your way? What are you going to do to get what you want? Even if it's still a reflective song, which in a way makes it more of a pop song, even though it's not.
Right.
So
It's very like contemporary in that way. That's why I like wrote it like the way it is, because it was like something different than we have like traditional classical like musical theater stuff, and that's why it's like, oh, this kind of dabbles into both realms.
yeah, I just think that you'll want to, especially since you're writing for an actor, your actor will ask you questions as well, like what am I doing? What am I wanting? What just happened? And those are the things that to think about as you're writing it too, so that you're not necessarily giving like the whole synopsis of the show to explain one of the song, or one. So, but those are my thoughts on it. I think that I definitely commend you, and this is exciting.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, really great job. So Marcus, are there any social media platforms you want to promote?
I mean, my Instagram is mark.g.snyder, and it's SNIDER, because I'm not really, but it has a Y. So that's me. You can also find me on YouTube, Mark Snyder Piano, probably. I don't really remember what my tag is. I just made my website. That's my marksnydermusic.weebly.com. So if you want to look me up, you can.
Yeah, exciting. Oh my gosh. Well, I'll be waiting for the album to come out.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Alrighty. Thank you for joining us here. Great job again. Alrighty. So those are all three of our singers. Can we do nice silent claps, show them all how, oh my gosh, even just like the bravery of coming on here. It's nerve-wracking whenever we have to perform, especially doing it on live. Like on, not live, on like, yeah, just online. That's what I meant to say. It can be kind of nerve-wracking sometimes. Now, a huge thank you, of course, to Joey. Oh my gosh, Joey, I cannot even thank you enough for just volunteering your time, taking the time to come on here and really just make all of our quarantines. I know I speak for everyone when I say you are such an inspiration to all of us, especially me. I think Joey was the one I like literally couldn't really contain my fangirling with. I just completely kind of lost it a little bit. But yeah, you are just such an inspiration to everyone on here, and you taking even an hour out of your day to come on here just really, really means the world to us, and we cannot thank you enough. Where can we hear all the new Joey stuff, more teachings, people who I know are definitely going to want to be reaching out to continue some teachings with you? Where can they find all that information?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Joey Contreras, also on my website, joeycontreras.com. All of my music is on Apple Music and Spotify, iTunes. I have a lot of music out there. Many of the songs have Natalie Weiss, but there are a lot of songs that don't have Natalie Weiss as well. And I also do songwriting coachings, packages of 3 classes, 5 classes, and essentially what that is doing a lot of feedback discussion with your music, talking about song structure, intention, building your toolbox of songwriting. And so I love doing that as well. And you can just DM me on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok. I'm still figuring it out. And yeah, don't be a stranger. I'm so happy I got to be here with everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much again. Already, everyone give Joey nice hands again. Wonderful. Already, thank you so much.
Take
Bye.
care.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe we got him on here. That was so amazing. Oh, and I see my grandma's here. Grandma, give us a wave. That's my grandma all the way in Georgia. Oh, and is my grandpa on here too? He probably doesn't have his oh gosh, his like audio on. Oh, and maybe my grandma. Okay, now I'm being told all my grandparents are apparently on here, so that's very exciting. So I think that we all know what time it is now. Oh, and I also forgot to say, I feel so bad. My good lighting is like broke, and I'm trying to use this other lighting, and I know I look like much like, but anyway, it is musical theater Kahoot time. So if you guys are like, what is she talking about? Well, I'm about to tell you. So, basically, what I started doing is if you donate $20 or more to my Venmo, then you and me will have a just a video chat, like yeah, super, super fun. But certain people, we have Miranda, give us a nice wave so we can see Miranda, Emma, right there, perfect. Mark's probably not on here. Oh gosh, who else? Mark, Brandon, I didn't see Brandon on here, but really nice people decided to donate the $20 and just say we're asked to pass it along to someone else who maybe can't afford it. So that's what we're doing. We do this Kahoot to find who's gonna have the free video chat. So it's really exciting. To anyone who has never played Kahoot before, I think that you pretty much just, isn't it that you text a code or something? You download, oh, I guess you have to download an app, or maybe you can even just find it or pull it up on your laptop if you have it. But alrighty, I'm going to minimize your guys' screen for a second so that I can go online and make sure that the Kahoot's all set up and ready. Okay. It was so much fun. Alrighty, let me now just exit out of this. Leave. Okay, perfect. Okay, and we're back. Oh, I forgot how to spell her name. Yeah, sorry for anyone who's been writing like comments in the chat. I said it where they were just going to me so that we didn't disrupt any of the things going on, but I haven't really been reading them, so I apologize if people are like sending me some stuff. Someone said I spelled Barbara wrong. I know. Okay. Well, this was super fun. Again, I apologize that I'm not very well lit for this masterclass, but thank you so much to everyone who joined again. It's so nice to see your beautiful faces. This is 10 times nicer than just talking to a random number at the top left corner of the screen when I go live. So this is just always really nice. Jacob Harris, I like your yellow shirt. Ella, I like your blue shirt. The screen that says Richard Miranda. I love the purple behind you. It's so nice to, just see all of you guys. Shane's with his family now. Hi. Hello. So yeah, this is just really nice. I usually always, there's usually a little bit of time where we're able to ask questions. We would have been able to ask more in the beginning of the class, but my clock, I don't know how it got this way, but somehow it got like early. So for example, my clock says 3:27 and this one shows 3:30. So it's showing it's so if I was rushing a little bit, that's because of that. So I will now open up the floor to anyone who has any questions. All you have to do is literally just go like this. You don't have to do the digital raise your hand. But if you have a particular question, just one question, so I could try to get to as many as possible before 3:30. Alrighty, let's do Kathleen. Hi. You might have to unmute yourself.
So it's about belting. So do you have any exercises that can improve your belting voice?
So being trained classically, I basically was able to just build up my mix so much that I never really had to fully belt. I, however, was taught that if you are going to belt, you should be able to sing a high C for 3 seconds with vibrato and be able to sustain it, because then your voice is strong enough to be able to withstand that kind of belting, which is why I always suggest making sure that you have a nice classical foundation before you go and attempt that kind of stuff. I think that's all that I can really say when it comes to belting. If it doesn't feel right, there's the high possibility that it's not right. So I would highly recommend you seeking out some, professional voice teacher who will be able to help you, really kind of build up those chords. Yeah. Alrighty. It was great meeting you. Okay, do we have anyone else? If you just want to give a quick wave. Alrighty, let's talk to Hope. Hi, congrats on winning winning the Kahoot. You really know your musical theater.
Thank you. I try my best. This isn't a question. I just wanted to let you know sometimes my TikTok kind of messes up and doesn't let me text back. So if you do and it doesn't let me text back, that's just why. I'm not ignoring you.
Do you have an Instagram handle that even if you don't want anyone else knowing it, just text it in the Zoom chat? It'll immediately go to me and I can write it down and just DM you.
People can know it. I don't mind. It's
Okay.
just X Hope Wilson X.
X Hope Wilson X. Alrighty, perfect. So I'll do that. Thanks for letting me know. Oh no, this pen's been going in and out. Okay. I'll remember it. Okay. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Well, now it's awesome. I feel like I have just certain phrases that at first it was already and now it's awesome. Anyway, I look forward to getting to speak with you more.
Yeah, so do I.
Alrighty, awesome. Do we have one more person who wants to say anything, even just a question on anything they saw already? Jordan. Whoop.
Hi. I was wondering if there's any musical theater or vocal exercises that you recommend doing during quarantine to improve your voice or acting skills or anything.
Yeah. So the number one thing that I will always recommend is doing sirens. Sirens are so good for your voice. Not only are they one of the best warm-ups, but even in working with voice therapists, people who have I don't want to say like destroyed their chords, but in working on building back strength and versatility and flexibility, sirens are like the #1 thing that they recommend all around the board. And it's just a really easy and simple way. And it's also a very mindless activity. I know that me, you know, if I'm going to warm up, sometimes it takes me being like, alrighty, here we go. And then you sit at the piano and you pluck out all your, especially, you know, for some people who don't really play the piano, so they can't really sit there and, you know, plunk out all the chords. Just sitting there and then doing bigger ones, and then it might annoy your family, but you know what, they annoy you all the time, so it'll just be revenge. You know. So I would definitely say sirens. It'll especially help because I know a lot of people struggle with kind of that break that they have in the middle of their voice, where they have their lower voice and then they gets to a point where they have to see, I can't really there's like that little break. So in doing those sirens, it'll really help kind of iron out those kind of more like bumpy areas in the middle. Also, just your voice will love it. Your chords love sirens. So that's definitely something that you can never go wrong with. You don't even need a piano to do it. I also love doing it. If you have a straw, you can just put it in some water and just like blow bubbles and do the sirens that way. That's what I've been doing like every single morning because it's just so great and it just feels so good. And you'll notice that's the craziest thing. Like some vocal warm-ups, you don't exactly, I'll do them and it's like, okay, great, like check them off the list. You feel a difference with sirens. It's insane. You'll really feel it. And I know it really helped me because I was talking like down here all the time. And then all of a sudden now I'm talking back up here like I am Minnie Mouse again. So my apologies to everyone. But oh, I know Miranda is raising her hand. Miranda is a actual theater teacher, so I know she has a bunch of great just things to say when it comes to these topics.
So one of the things, especially, I'm assuming you're probably middle school, early high school?
Yeah.
One of the things that I notice, because I teach that age level, is diction is always a huge thing. So tongue twisters, working on your actual how you form words when you're speaking, not just when you're singing, will actually benefit you when you're singing, because those diction lessons and those practices of, I'm going to say 5 tongue twisters over and over and over and make sure that you say all of the letters exactly where they need to be said, is really going to help you when you go to sing a song that does have, say, a high speed or a variety of range where it goes high to low. Having that diction and knowing exactly where those word sounds are supposed to go is going to help you as a singer as well.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Miranda. I hope that helps, Jordan.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. You're so very welcome. Oh gosh, thank you to everyone who came on here. I really appreciate it. We're gonna try to basically keep these going for as long as we can. We already have someone lined up for next week, which I was kind of giving hints about. But be excited because I'm freaking hyped. So yeah. Usually I try to make them anywhere in between 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just because I know people in London who are 5 hours ahead. I want for them to still be able to view it. So that's really exciting. We do these Zoom masterclasses every Saturday with a new Broadway guest. I just put out a video asking you guys to tag some of your favorite Broadway people who are on TikTok in the post, where I basically say, hi, if you were tagged in this, that means people really want for you to be on Sing for Alexa Saturday. So you can have a voice in choosing, you know, who may pop on here, which is really exciting. I'm going to be releasing another video today, an updated video on how to apply for Sing for Alexa Saturday, because whereas before you didn't have to sing or do anything, just tell me what you were singing. Now I think I want to hear a little snippet of it. So I'll update that with all the information, get that out to you guys. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other things that are new. If you go onto my website, alexachalnik.com, you can find out even more about me if you want to. You can contact me via that platform, as well as schedule lessons if you want. I don't have like a teaching degree from anywhere, but I have studied professionally for a really long time and have been hired as a singer and actress at various places. So I do consider myself a professional in that way, but I can definitely give you some just beginner voice training stuff, kind of like get you on your feet. I've trained with a lot of different voice professors, and while all of them have their different like techniques, they're all like certain fundamental things that everyone can really agree upon when it comes to people, you know, getting on your feet in vocal training, especially if you've never done it before. With quarantine, I know it's super crazy, so I tried to make it as cheap and accessible to everyone as possible. It's super easy. If you have any questions, you could DM me on Instagram. I try to get to as many as possible, but yeah, just really exciting stuff going on. Any more announcements? We got some merch coming up. I'm still waiting for the rest of it to come in so that I can make sure that all of it's good and okay, because hello, I need to make sure I have my merch before anyone else does and make sure everything checks out. Yeah, but just thank you guys again so much. Joey left, but yay, thank you, Joey, and I look forward to seeing all your beautiful faces again next week. So, okay, I guess I'll sing my little song now. I'm sorry to let you know I really have got to go. Drink water so you're not sick. I love you. Love, Alexa Chalnick. Stay strong, stay safe, stay singing, guys. I'll see you next week. Alrighty, bye. Goodbye.